Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur behind Tesla, SpaceX, and X, which is formerly Twitter, recently ignited a political firestorm by calling for immediate sanctions against South African politician Julius Malema, the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, the EFF. Malema responded with a scathing rebuke, accusing Musk of being a privileged beneficiary of apartheid-era wealth and a meddling imperialist. The public spat quickly escalated, drawing in the EFF, South African political figures, and even U.S. President Donald Trump. Malema, known for his fiery rhetoric and unwavering stance on radical economic transformation, wasted no time in responding to Musk's remarks. In a blistering statement on his X account, Malema labeled Musk as a spoiled brat and a direct beneficiary of apartheid whiteness. He accused the billionaire of racism, asserting that Musk, like many in the West, failed to recognize African leadership and struggles for economic liberation. The EFF quickly joined the fray, denouncing Musk as a global billionaire maniac who uses his wealth to dictate political affairs in sovereign nations. The party dismissed Musk's call for sanctions as part of a broader pattern of U.S. hysteria and accused him of trying to discredit African leadership. The EFF's response was not just a personal attack on Musk. It was a broader warning to global capitalists seeking to influence African politics. The party accused Musk of being part of a capitalist network that aims to silence voices advocating for economic freedom in Africa. They also took direct aim at his business interests, particularly his Starlink satellite internet company, declaring that Musk's ventures would never operate in South Africa unless they complied with local policies requiring at least 30% black ownership. In a defiant statement, the EFF reaffirmed its commitment to land expropriation without compensation, a policy that has long been a flashpoint in South African politics. The party dismissed Musk's allies, particularly right-wing groups in South Africa, telling his supporters to collectively go to hell. Musk's foray into South African politics is part of a larger trend, his increasing involvement in global political affairs. Despite being primarily known as a businessman, Musk has used his social media platform and vast resources to influence debates on free speech, foreign policy, and economic policy. Critics argue that he sees governments as obstacles to his corporate ambitions, while his supporters view him as a free market champion pushing back against excessive state control. The EFF accused Musk of aligning himself with imperialist forces to destabilize South Africa's political and economic sovereignty. They called on global allies, including Russia, China, and India, to reject Musk's business influence, arguing that he weaponizes his economic power for personal gain. Musk's statements came at a time of heightened tensions between South Africa and the United States, particularly in the wake of comments by Donald Trump. On February 3rd, Trump threatened to cut U.S. funding to South Africa, claiming, without evidence, that the South African government was illegally confiscating land and violating human rights. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa responded firmly, stating that his country remains a constitutional democracy guided by the rule of law. The controversial land reform policy at the heart of the issue seeks to address racial disparities in land ownership stemming from apartheid. But critics, particularly from the West, have framed it as an attack on white farmers. The timing of Musk's remarks has led some to speculate that his position aligns with broader Western opposition to South Africa's economic policies. Malema and the EFF see Musk's intervention as an extension of imperialist interference designed to protect white economic interests at the expense of black liberation. The Musk-Malema feud is not just a personal clash, it represents a larger ideological battle between African nationalist movements and Western corporate elites. Malema and the EFF view Musk as a symbol of unchecked capitalist power that seeks to dominate African economies. Meanwhile, Musk supporters argue that figures like Malema promote dangerous economic policies that deter investment and undermine stability. This confrontation underscores the deepening tensions between African sovereignty movements and global billionaires who wield significant political influence. As Africa asserts itself in the global economic order, battles like this are likely to become more frequent, challenging the balance of power between corporate elites and grassroots political movements. Julius Malema is the truth, and if we had American African leaders like him in the United States, we as a people would be in a much better place there as opposed to the cronies and paid secret handshake using punks who sell us out at every opportunity. This is LanceScurv. Let me know what you think about this particular development, and let's keep the conversation going. Much love to you all. Peace.
LanceScurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.